shock type. He's going to be somebody that wants to be able to force that pressure. So him alongside J4, they want to get in it.
You need an impressive performance here from IG to bring them back in this series, because JDG look on point after game number 1. And JDG look ready, primed, in control to head to Rift Rivals after a potential IG win. The crowd has fallen silent. That's okay.
You haven't given him time. All right, that's
it's
enough
a minute.
time.
It's a minute 15, Raz.
It's enough time.
I want to point out this time we're back to normality, and the Conquerors in the mid lane for the Silas, and Yagao still on the Klepto, so I like that.
There's an early war from JDG on Invictus Gaming's Raptor Camp, so that's always going to be something fun to take a look at. Ning has an idea that it's been placed.
Yep.
So just expect him to go red, Krugs, and then immediately through blue. I think he doesn't want to get seen at all. His placement on the map is pretty important if he wants to get an early gank through mid.
Okay, well, looks like the Calm will have the natural push, of course. So we'll see what happens. It's red buff into, as you pointed out there before, creative pathing. It's not even towards the Krugs.
Yeah.
Ning is beelining it towards either the blue buff or...
Yeah, buff to buff.
Okay.
There's always some level of worriness just because if you have lanes being shoved into you, you just don't want to get contested on your camp. My only concern is, like, I don't even think mid lane's that bad. I think he's actually going to be completely fine. But, you know, I guess it's better to be on the cautious side.
Yep. That's very fair. And for the Gragas, who's taken Predator this time around, buff to buff for Flawless here as well. Now, opportunity to maybe hit the mid lane himself, hit that congestion for the Scuttle Crab towards the bottom side, as JDG have lane priority, but they're going to take a heavy trade there.
One point of focus, too. This is actually going to be a Conqueror's Silas. So you can easily get to your full 6 Conqueror stacks, especially against a Karma that will take a lot of time to be able to go through trades.
Yep.
If this is going to be a Luden's Echo Karma, then, I mean, it's going to be difficult for Forge to really get much of a trade on top of him. But if it's going to be straight through the support items, it's going to be super easy, especially on side lanes and the longer lanes for Forge to get on top of Yagao, honestly. So, good position. We haven't seen Gnar
in a while.
In a long time in the LPL.
Fun fact, TheShy was actually one of the few to pick it up.
Yeah, and I think Duke is a great Gnar player in his days in SKT, so take a look at this.
Well, that's a weird trade, but it works out. Balan gets smacked by Imp, and Lumao can go back in, but JakeyLove can't get the tether. He misses the root, and Balan almost died.
Yeah, Balan was the one that started all that. He didn't expect to get opened up on that quickly. He was the one that was CC'd up on the air, and a lot of damage came through on his head. So I like how JDG came out of that one.
All off the back of Lumao getting a really good time Justice Punch there. So trade for Balan ends up coming back thanks to the Gleaming Quill, and a potion will eventually turn back around as Forge moves to the mid lane. This is, speaking of trades, not good for him whatsoever. Thank you, Yagao. Unable to get the third and final auto, but Forge still getting bullied out.
Yeah, Silas is maxing Q for a reason. He knows that he needs the range, not just the CS, but to be able to at least trade back onto Karma. That's the difficulty with it. As he levels up, as he gets to a certain point where he can take longer trades, that's definitely where the Conquerors comes into play.
Yep.
But right now, it's definitely survival mode.
Teleports back into lane here. Yagao might have to do the same very shortly, as run out of mana, run out of corrupting potions, has a biscuit in inventory, and definitely opted for one of the safer paths here in the rune choice. Up to the top side. Keep an eye on Flawless here. Level 4 Gragas looking for the lane gank.
Here we go. The Gnar pick is a safe one. And the range that he has later on in the game makes it easier to deal with the Renekton. As you already saw, very easy to kite back when the Kindred ended up ganking through. So the extra bit of range is nice. But we'll have to see how Flawless ends up playing this lane gank.
Seems a lot easier for Ning to get into the bottom side as the trade-off here. The hero's entrance comes in, and Imp, the heal comes out early. They turn to Balan. Ning finally coming through, but Forge is down here as well. Lumao takes a chunk, a hefty trade, Ignite down onto Balan. Here comes the turret dive.
Yep, pushing the wave as fast as you possibly can and holding their own wave. So this is going to be an easy kill on the Lumao.
Level 3 versus level 3. JakeyLove just roots in for first blood. Ning swifts through, almost picks up Imp on the way out, and that was close, but IG come out ahead.
That's weird. I think he was trying to get that sweet spot of his flag and drag to knock up Imp.
Fair enough.
But also just wanted to get the hell out of there.
It looked cool, but it did nothing.
But they got the kill that was easy.
Yep.
They got the easy kill on the Lumao, and so that was still a successful dive from Invictus game.
And first blood went to JakeyLove, so going to be a very different game here for the bottom lane of IG. Already a 10 CS lead down there as well. The back comes through. And there's a pickaxe, double longsword here, and Xayah Rakan lane with that momentum on their side. Imp and Lumao aren't going to get that swift control in the bottom lane like they did in Game 1.
And the reason why it's so difficult for Imp and Lumao to take control of this lane is, once again, cleanse on the AD carry. The way you end up playing into it is, of course, trying to play through the whole all-in from Galio, Justice Punch, Taunt, but if you just cleanse through it, the counterattack is even stronger from Invictus Gaming's end.
Means that Battleland can now start making some of these roams as well. Moves up to the mid lane, drops a ward in the process, and gets spotted out on a controller. He walks past that controller. Didn't walk through the pixel brush, so that one's going to stay there for a little longer on JD's side. Hello, Flaws. Actually down towards the bottom side once again, so we saw a lane gank as a potential towards the top side. Bottom side now with a disadvantage for Imp and Lumao could be a possibility.
I don't think so, just because you wouldn't be able to get the AD carry with double summoner. I don't even think he would have to expend his flash.
Okay.
And on Baolan, easily, because it's Xayah and Rakan, one of the safest lanes in the game, where you can just whisk your way back to Xayah pretty easily, and he has summoner flash too. So it's just one of the harder ones, even if they're on the back foot, to try and get behind.
You can see Gleaming Quill to spot out whether someone was in the brush, but you're right, Raz. Top side now for Flawless, up towards the blue buff, is almost hitting level 6 on the Gragas, and just heading towards that top side scuttle.
A lot of the time for a Gnar, it's pretty hard to control the wave. A lot of the times you end up trading through the wave with your Q, so makes it easier for enemy jungle to get a gank across, which is why Flawless has been putting a lot of time there.
Yep.
Jungle proximity right now has been through mid and top lane, so. Oh,
continue that across. Ning, hello, there's your red buff. Who gets it? It is actually Ning as Cataclysm comes through. Doesn't expend the ultimate just yet. Flaws still has it in hand. Flashes over, gets one himself, and surprised that Flaws didn't commit more.
That's when you give a medal to Yagao on that one.
True.
He saved his jungler's butt when he went in and pretty much failed on a whole load of metrics there. He should have died.
Yeah.
Very easily should have died on that.
Looked good against Ning, but red buff secured. Ning hits 6 off of it as well. Has the Cataclysm to jump down, and now Zoom roaming down. It's going to be a Pixel Brush trade. Jarvan goes on in. Zoom has the Dominus available, but Flawless around the blue buff. This is a 3 versus 3.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
He takes the wrong side of the blast going. Explosive cast finally comes out. Duke just rolls over it. I guess that's a save.
That was a great ultimate cask. That cask really helped them both out.
And now you're happy he still has it.
Yeah, Gnar certainly would have been able to hold them out, would have given them a kill. But take a look at this fight.
Imp and Lumao were so far pushed up in the lane. Looking for the shield. Duran finds 2, but you're not going to find the 2v2 at this point unless you can get the last plasma stack. And you can! Impulse as well! Double kill! 2v2! Hang on, Lumao, you impressed me.
Hands on head for that one. They were running that play through their minds, that if the taunt comes through, we can still fight back. But you're right. The plasma procs being able to stack up, that's a whole lot of damage on both members, and he ends up cleaning it up too.
And we're back to square one for the Kai'Sa on JDG. Imp with 2 kills, has the pickaxe now, mana immune this early again, Raz. This for IG has gone horribly wrong.
Of course IG wanted to take this fight. With how much damage they put on Lumao, and he wanted this so he can cleanse too. It's just surprising how little damage they had on Lumao in the back half, and how much stack Imp had on both members.
There's also the Justice Punch that came through. As we look to the mid lane, here comes the Abscond Duck onto Yagao again, but the heroic entrance to fly on in. And JDG mitigating all their losses this time through the mid lane.
Yeah, that's the most frustrating thing about a Galio. If you can't punch them in the early laning phase, he's going to be able to stop your plays from happening.
And he's just sitting mid with Yagao. He loves it.
Yeah, you better back away from my boy.
Ning and Baolan moving as a unit as well, but JDG have done everything through this mid lane, and you're looking at Flawless because at the moment he's hovering around the Ocean Dragon where they're starting to build up some of the pressure to take it.
I want to see what Invictus Gaming ends up doing as a response, because if they can't make a pick through mid or bot, oh no.
Well, watch out. Here comes big, fat, happy man. Flawless wants to body slam into JakeyLove. The explosive cask available, but hasn't been used yet. As a stolen Abscond Abduct into Flawless. You now get him at half health. The shield Duran comes through. Explosive cask eventually. A 1-for-1 trade, but Imp alive on the backside. Needs to watch out for Duke. Yagao slowed on down, but the boomerang blade doesn't connect. They aim it at Lumao. They've sacrificed him instead, Raz. 2-for-1 to IG.
Good committal from IG. Really strong. I was a little bit worried. Forge goes in with the Abscond Abduct. I was like, what kind of follow-up do you have?
And now Baolan, speaking of follow-up, onto the bottom lane of Imp, but he's at full health. Gets locked down is Yagao, but he's still alive. And
that's going to push Mr. Yagao all the way back to base, you would have to assume.
nah, he doesn't care.
He's
He wants to
sticking
shield up
around.
him. TP from IG.
They want this dragon, 100%.
Or do they want Imp
this
instead?
guy right here too.
Now Imp has ulti available. When does he use it to get out? Dodges away from the absconder. Ducked it. Imp, fancy footwork.
He's a beautiful man. You could say it. That was clean. That was clean. Didn't have to use any of his summoners on that one because he had it out right place through. So great game so far from him.
Remember that IG want that shutdown here on the Kai'Sa. 3-0, 300 bounty, and with the blue buff and Manamune, that's the dream. Spamming abilities here is Imp, gets the push up in lane, and JDG may lose the dragon, but they still have bottom side priority.
You can even see Duke handling himself well. That's the greatest thing about Mega Gnar, not just because of the earlier buffs we had with him. A lot of the base stats being added to Mega Gnar makes it easier for you to take some of these melee matchups on.
True.
But on top of that, once you finally are able to roam across the map, you get that same Mega Gnar threat that a lot of people know and love about him. And that last fight, if it went on a little bit longer, he was stacking up. He was almost there at the Mega Gnar. So in terms of just raw team fight, presence, Gnar is going to be able to do it for his team. I'm just a little bit worried because Imp is rolling this game.
Yeah, he is. Again, like I said, 3-0, but looking towards the top side, Duke forced to flash out as a good spot here from the Karma, who moved up alongside Lumel.
This wave is going to be pretty... Oh, thank God. Because that would just be a slow pushing wave. Yeah. I think he just didn't want to deal with that. That's not going to have any members up top side to be able to help him either. So just gets that one out of the way.
It's fair. You can see Baolan and JakeyLove pushing up towards this turret. So Renekton definitely want to apply the same pressure top side, but this for IG, good win. Turret plating going to go down to the bottom lane duo.
They're pinging onto a teleport ward here.
That's
They're going
a double
for it.
TP. In comes Yagao. Now in comes Zoom as Killer Instinct's there from him. Baolan gets out. Now for JakeyLove, it's his turn to escape. The flash from Zoom. The flash from JakeyLove after a double TP committal.
It's a clean escape. They used a lot to be able to get out of there, but that was a lot being put into the fight to begin with.
But now Forge in a weird position. He can walk up to Ning, but Zoom, Yagao coming on in, and they don't have the movement speed at this point, so big win again for IG.
Yeah, I'm happy if I'm IG. Sure, you use double flash on that one, but double teleport being expended is pretty big.
They want to turn this into a fight on the top side, make something worth. At least Rift Herald comes off for IG, but rather JDG. But Zoom falls looking for Forge. Everyone disengages.
Yeah, and you have Imp now going right back to the bottom lane. He was actually leaning to the play if it was turning into a fight.
Yep.
Was willing to give up the bottom lane turret for it, so that's a good thing about JDG right now. They're willing to give up so much for the play. Now this one, you always have to keep an eye on Imp.
I love that Imp willing to 1v2 right now, and he definitely can. Pulls him off the turret. Flawless gets the blue buff, sitting there a bit sad.
There it is. That's the pressure on top of Zoom right now. You have to respect.
Ooh, no dominance available. Explosive cast not used, but slows Ning down. 2v2 suddenly, but IG, again, priority's theirs.
We're getting to that point where Gnar is going to take over the side lane. Oh, they're going for the fight
flag and drag. Good flash there, timing from Flawless, who gets out alive.
Now it's a new target. Time it. Flawless does not have flash. It's going to be harder for him to engage a fight and be alive at the back half of it.
He was already down, so if you find Flawless, he's going to fall even further behind. 20 CS in the jungle, and you take a stock of the rest of the map, where bottom lane is the only lane that's ahead in CS, with IG winning out elsewhere.
Yeah, I think right now for JDG, just because they have strong team fighting around the, Lumao and Imp, they're going to be in a pretty damn comfortable position.
Okay.
I do think they need to break the tower first, though.
Ooh. Speak of the devil, hang on, Lumao might be called out into the quickness now. You're going to find yourself Imp, maybe. He'll come through, the hero's entrance as well. On top of IG's bottom lane, no. The pull comes, the feathers almost fine and fly through Lumao into the ultimate now. Imp has it available onto Baolan. Does he press it? The bottom lane from IG escapes, but JDG almost turning that one around.
You better believe if that landed, he's committing on it. But, I love the fact that they took that turret. They need to be on the map. They need to be in the center of the map right now, being able to help out Flawless wherever he looks to pressure. That's where I think JDG can thrive. But at the moment, you can start seeing a lot of these matchups start to turn against them.
Yeah.
Duke is looking fantastic. Right now, Forge is also putting in some good work where the support items are starting to come through on Yagao, but he can't take the matchup anymore. So really happy with how JDG is now starting to take control of the bottom side of the map.
Apart from that, Protobelt picked up and blasting one, as you're mentioning there on Forge before. I'm looking towards the 80 carry matchup because at this point, it's been quelled enough. by IG. JakeyLove's got the Essence Reaver, Berserker Greaves, and they're going to get a bit of extra gold from this turret broken on the map. This will be IG's first of game 2.
Wonder where the Riptail is going to be placed, though. Obviously, Ning doesn't want to use it on this turret. I think he should be using it on the mid lane turret.
Okay.
Smart from JakeyLove to get a full shove into the tower, so there's no possibility of a slow push. But he's in a tough position now.
JDG.
His team needed to back him up on this one.
Yeah. Run! JDG, just see this as Dragon or JakeyLove. Which one do you want? Into the ulti, into the cleanse, but I think he's dead anyway, Raz. What was the point of using Summon as well to delay them out while the Ocean Dragon slowly getting chipped away?
That's that risk. You want to fully shove it in, you better fully commit to it. But now this team fight's there.
The fight is so much better. Balan into Forge. Their flash has failed there. Balan knocked against the wall, and a Croc. Forge won't die here, but they've already picked off the bottom lane, and JDG have mid under their wing.
Yeah, they're going to have a full tower on this one, too. Duke is taking top lane turret the entirety of this, but I think he needs to be keeping eyes on this situation if he can come in on the flank.
We're looking at a T2 as a potential, but JDG going to pull off here instead. Wave going to crash on in, and gold advantage still to IG, but things are close.
But, like, that's one of those thought processes. If you look at the bottom lane play, you don't immediately blame JakeyLove. As I was talking about it, the thought process is shove it into the inner turret, so you can base and you don't have to concern yourself with, you know, slow pushing or having it frozen on the turret.
Yep.
But the problem was obviously he didn't have his team there. They thought they could move towards Dragon and have a split focus, but they get punished for it.
Pushing up that deep as well, hard for IG to get vision, let alone did they have vision? Well, no. So at this point, you get the Dragon, you lose your bottom lane, and just coming back to your previous point, still waiting for that Rift Herald of Ning, who hasn't dropped it just yet. It's getting to the point where it's going to expire in about 20 seconds.
If you just run out of time entirely, it's nice to be able to throw the Rift Herald top lane or bot lane, just so you at least have a guaranteed shoving lane so you can make your play through mid.
Yeah.
So, just saying, if everything fails, throwing it into an abandoned lane as a grenade is always a big plus.
He's probably going to remember shortly. Your screen flashes purple. And you go, oh crap, I actually have a Rift Herald. So Ning heading towards that final clear of his jungle, and then we'll make a decision. We'll probably end up putting it towards this bottom side jungle and just letting it roam its own path alongside Forge, who is splitting down the bottom lane.
Well, we'll see when it happens, it happens. This point in time right now, it's going to be a nice stalemate simply because both teams are looking towards key items. Guinsoo's Rage Blade is a key item for Imp that he wants to feel comfortable in a fight.
Yep.
Where right now, Lupin Zeko is certainly going to be the item for Forge.
Oh, God.
So those two champions right now, there we go. Already got it for Imp. He's feeling exceptional. That he wants to be able to join fights now that he has his key items. Even has a Nashor's too.
Yeah.
No, not a Nashor's, a Stinger.
A Stinger. I mean, it's a big back for the Kai'Sa, but it's taken a while to kind of get there as IG pushing up the mid lane. The Rift Herald used very well here, despite being on its last leg. So they won't get the turret, but they get a hard shove. As JDG flash forward, the explosive cast, zoom in for the flank, but he doesn't get the slice and dice reset into the Cataclysm, but Imp ults into the backside, and IG already down a member. JDG going to lose their top laner, but Flawless finds the bop onto Ning. While Imp starts firing away, Forge says, what is this hell? But a great blade caller from JakeyLove could turn the fight. You say that, then Duke misses. Flaw's going to get popped in himself. Here comes the AD carry. Imp's come in for a flank. A triple kill. Well deserved as JDG ace IG again.
All eyes were on Imp to begin with. And he still says, hold him down, my friends. I'll find the backway axis. What a great team fight from Imp. He's having an excellent series.
Excellent series from JDG as well. Agent 007 in the mid lane, the facilitator for that. And Imp's going to get this turret while JDG push ahead with a strong gold lead.
God, he's rich.
He's actually got so much gold. He got 3 kills, and I think he got 4. No, 3.
I think he could instantly get Nashers.
That'll be 3 item Kai'Sa, 3.5.
Don't do it to him. Don't buy it.
So he's going to buy it.
It's probably just going to... Oh,
there it is.
He got it.
That felt good, I imagine.
Imp is the most stacked human being alive right now.
Yeah.
We're just talking about getting to the gym, feeling that drive because you just finished up like ridiculous reps. You can tell how much I go to the gym just based off of my incredible details.
Yep.
But he is that and then some.
Yep.
This man's pumping iron.
This man's deadlifting 150 kilos, Raz. This is how it started with Flawless actually just pumping some iron himself.
So, unfortunately, Zoom didn't get the chance to go in there because of the cast. But at the end of the day, all eyes on Imp gets full damage across on Forge, and he isolates him from the fight. So there are two aspects of this fight. One that Forge has to deal with Imp, and the other one where, you know, Duke gets denied on his ultimate, and JakeyLove has to fully commit. And while he's committing, you see Imp, who took the long way around.
And he's not sorry. Imp is level 12. 3 items, and pull across the damage charts, that's right. And JakeyLove was in that back line, he survived for long enough, but the other one dishing out some true damage here. And not the true damage in the sense, just true damage.
But his front line is now being torn to shreds.
Yes.
And that's the major concern. While you can deal an amazing amount of damage, the issue is Forge, even with the Renekton ultimate in tow and the extra HP he can get, and Duke, at this stage, it's not good enough.
Lumel won't be called out here though. Explosive cast used by Forge. Can't find the pick. JDG.
So,
Go for it.
Look at the items that Gnar has. We've seen a lot of Gnar builds, a lot of it based around mini Gnar and being able to take control in side lanes. This is another one. So it's fun. He is going to be split push Gnar. That's his focus.
At this point for Duke, he moved to the side lane, but with Baron under contention here by JDG, he's going to get pulled to the fight more often than not, so see if he can free fire away or at least get some damage off. This will hurt Zoom, but
that's the major concern, is that he's going to be pulled into fights. He's going to have to join with a very squishy build. He can't enact his pressure through mid lane. Look at him right now. He couldn't even really clear out the bot lane wave. He has to continuously be forced to roam towards his team. So he's going to be in that jungle for quite some time, depending on if he's concerned of JDG picking out that fight.
Let's move to the bottom wave where JDG have no interest in picking up the Cloud Dragon. And we're going to see that in action very shortly, I believe, as JDG move towards Baron. IG have no vision around this area, and Zoom's got the shove on top lane. In fact, he can pressure for the turret and get JDG in position to find a flank.
Trying to see if there are any wards Invictus Gaming has anywhere near Baron. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
This one right here.
But it's a good position now for JDG to be able to rush it whenever they feel like, you know, they have the time to be able to do that. Imp is huge, obviously, so like the damage he can apply towards the Baron buff. He has Muramana completed as well, completely stacked. So that's a lot of damage on top of Baron. But this is what Duke built for.
That's right.
This is the purpose that he has.
Problem
6
is,
stacks, baby.
Problem is he's squishy Raz.
Take him.
And
Take
this
the
is
fight.
going to happen. Mega Gnar coming up shortly. They get the stun. Yagao gets the burst. Mega about to rise up as Lumel gets shoved back by the Gnar ulti. Duke not having that ultimate. No biggie. It's a slow cooldown, a low cooldown, excuse me. And Duke still has teleport.
It's a great amount of escapes that Gnar has. Being able to both jump out, of course being able to hop on top of a minion, just being able to utilize his ultimate. So sending 2 people down didn't really give too much of a benefit to JDG.
Yeah.
I like the idea. Haven't gotten to see it, but there's a lot of ways, a lot of iterations of, you know, split push Gnar, the consistent, like, I remember Runon's Hurricane Gnar that Wicked used to build, and his Challenger series. So and on top of that, we see Kuve constantly going towards that route as well.
Yeah, you see a lot of Frozen Heart, you see iterations of Sterix Gauge, etc., etc. So a lot you can do with this. Curious towards the third item if we get there. I guess Forge just want to get rid of the ulti.
Cycling through, I would assume, but he needs to find someone.
Yep, so about a 15-20 second cooldown on that ultimate right now. Duke stays in the bottom lane. Remember, Yagao and Duke both have the teleport available, so for JDG, onus on them a little bit here is at 24 minutes, they're still hovering around the Baron.
Think about ultimates right now that Silas can pick up. The ideal one would be Gragas ultimate.
Yeah.
He does a lot of damage, of course, since he's going the AP route. And on top of that, I mean, there's just not a lot of great options with the Karma on the field. He didn't want the Galio ultimate. Imp, not really. Not a fan of that, honestly. But the Renekton ultimate's a possibility. It keeps you pretty topped up.
True.
But I still think Gragas cast can really open the game up for you.
Remember, if Forge wants to initiate, he can also steal the Karma ulti, get the RE combo as a speed up.
That's true. That's true. Depends. I don't think they're ahead right now, obviously. So you get into that state where, unless if you're really getting a great pick by the Rakan, then you can utilize it for the shield. But I think we'll certainly see more of a Gragas cast.
And the game slowed down, so opportunity for Forge to get 16, get that level 3 ulti, and have pretty much no cooldown as Invictus in. Now, Duke is going to get Mega Gnar, but does he get a chance now against the wall? The Gwinsu's coming in effect, but the flash out, flawless is there, and because Imp's so far ahead, Duke is feeling pain.
Imp right now, this series, he's going to get double MVP, isn't he?
He should. If he got it in game 1, this game even more so, he deserves it. As Baolan should not be here.
Uh-oh.
Going to escape out of JakeyLove and the flash on top. Imp's going to go in once again. He hasn't found the fight just yet, but Call the Forge got to rather. It's just Forge in the guard in the back line as Imp is firing away once again. Ning jumps on him, but I don't think Imp's going to die just yet. He jumps into Forge. He's already picked up one, and Zoom gets the others. This for IG is a nightmare.
While your eyes were on the top side pick, I was just looking at Zoom raging rampant on top of JakeyLove. He pushed Baolan away too. Right now, we're seeing excellent team play from the squad, and the individual players as Zoom and Imp are just playing wonderfully. This is the team that you want to be sending to Korea.
In this form, hell yeah. Against IG, who running Juke, running Forge, a lot of questions coming into this game, but right now we're getting answers from JDG rather than IG. As Abscondum Duck here from Forge. He has Rakan beside him, he has Dominus. They want to take the 1v2, but Zoom trying to get his way out. The grand entrance to leap him up. Zoom
turning
down
it around.
to Dominus. This is where Yagao comes in. JDG still in their element as Baolan as squishy as a slime in Maple Story. They're going to spin again, and JDG still have the momentum. Baolan at a triggers of death as Forge has to now run away. The Karma Shield, the heal, the flash. IG, go back to where you belong.
In that fight alone, the sustain from both sides just frustrated everybody. Renekton should have been dead by now. Forge should have been dead. Ended up flashing at the end because he was confident enough that he could take the fight. This game's insane.
Speaking of confidence, Zoom even teleporting to the top side with Baron. That wave's going to crash in. Forge has to disappear, and IG pushing up the mid lane, rotating up now. A lot of objectives, a lot of resources to be taken here by Jingo.
But as a whole, you're right. JD has a lot to work with. Northern Quadrant is certainly in their favor. And this turret is going to go down. Renekton's been having a whole, maybe they can defend it. But I think even if JDG gets pushed off on this route, they can double down, send all 4 of their members up there. They just have to be a little bit more aware. Take a look at where Imp is in the map. He is not a lot with them, so that's one card that you can't overplay.
You want yourself the Gwinsus now, or rather 4-item Imp, who slowly moving towards this play. IG have to be careful because Force taking the engage. Lumel once again gets himself in, and Imp has the ulti available. They just hit Baolan though, who sends himself to an early grave. Imp free firing once again. Forge has no armor, or it feels like he doesn't. Imp runs in, into the middle. It's not a triple kill, but it feels like it should be a penta. Imp dies in the end, but a triple with the rest of JDG saying, howdly doodly, this could be all she wrote.
JDG are looking on top of the world. Imp has probably just played the best he has in his career, and this brother's a world champion.
This is the JDG Raz we saw leading into playoffs and getting to the grand final.
And it looks like they're going to be, I mean, it might just get pushed back by Duke being here alone, but the trajectory of this game almost certainly showcases that JDG are going to have their 3rd series win in a row. And it's going to be up against Invictus Gaming, no less.
On that hot streak after this hot play.
Just want to look at this. Take a look at Imp. Already blows up Land. Knows that he can take the right stage. While he gets opened up on, he can still usually use his ultimate to get behind him. Even flashes forward so he doesn't die instantly by the Xayah feathers. So take a look at him. Close in.
12, 1, and 3.
Fabulous. And of course he has the stopwatch at the end of it. Like, he has now Rabadon's death cap completed. And just in case he's in that same position as he was last time where he's deep in enemy lines and enemy territories, he has stopwatch to put himself gold. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Combine all the damage that's not Kai'Sa, put them together, he still has more damage.
Yes. Right now it's just about getting Imp into the fight. He gets himself there, and then like Yagao's going, I can give you a shield, man. I can make you attack faster. Heals him up along the way. Imp is unkillable at this point unless 5 members of IG can smack him down before he starts ordering away.
Take a look at Forge in the top lane. He's trying to get the wave sorted so he can join his team. And once again, echoes to like game 1 to draw the line at the inhibitor turret. But look at that shield. This time they have the karma.
Yeah.
That shield is going to be putting in a lot of work on what is already a fed member.
And when we have a split push Duke here, now with his 3rd item, his tankiness is delayed by 1. He can start autoing away here onto Zoom, but Going into Meganar, still the window for the level 16 top laner on IG.
You just need that shock and awe. Meganar, while he's not too tanky himself, he just needs to be able to get either that wall slam, either be able to pull Imp towards your team, anything to get them ahead.
So you're watching that window for Duke because remember, the Gnar stacks it up very easily in this late game, but needs to hit those autos, needs to just wreck away on the minion wave. And for JDG, they don't need to overstay. They move to the bottom lane. The Dragon here for the taking to reset if we go towards that Elder.
Yeah, the waves weren't really aligning too well. Let's take a look what the next Dragon's going to be. Yep, as you already said,
Let it burn.
Elder Dragon is going to be a big one to play through. If it gets to that point, I really don't think it's even, like, JDG are so damn ahead that these fights, IG should just be clinging to their own damn Nexus.
So you're looking at 5k gold on the top E scoreboard, but that means nothing here. Look at the Kai'Sa over the Xayah and how, once again, it can be facilitated here. The key word in this matchup, I feel, that Imp being alone, the majority of that gold is all it's going to take. And IG to contest this Baron, that's their window once more.
Yeah, thankfully, JakeyLove has both of his summoners up. He's going to need to be able to use it when Galio ends up going for the taunt flash. But there's just so much to work with just that. That could have been big, but obviously is a flop.
You take that for IG, though. Big ultimate down on floors with the body slam as well. Lumao might be caught out here. Hero's entrance stolen by Forge, who's now level 16, and JDG don't get their dream engaged. But look at Zoom. Look at where the Crocodile is.
Okay, the setup is real.
Predator's there, the flash from Lumao. Zoom's coming in, here we go again! In the outback, down under. Zoom launches on the side with Galio, while the rest onto JakeyLove. Imp's coming in, get ready. It's the time of your life. The hero's entrance stolen by Forge, but he could have committed seppuku as well.
All right, but we have another flank, it seems. Zoom's going in for number 2.
And hasn't been spotted out on this one, Raz. Zoom coming on in, has the GA available, jumps onto Duke, into the back line. Ning's gonna die, Duke gets the flash, but Imp's here to stay, gets shielded up, goes golden. Duke eventually dies, Lumao gets the taunt, and JDG running at IG like it's their damn well birthday. 3 kills, JDG slaughter Invictus Gaming.
JakeyLove and Baolan, they need to be able to keep them back. I don't think it's possible.
One minion stands in their way. Another wave coming up. Imp here, unkillable, as stated before. This for JDG is a 2 versus 5 that IG are going to regret.
They need to wait for Ning, but they're just going straight for the Nexus turrets.
Look at Baolan into Flawless onto the side. Zoom gets the stun onto JakeyLove. He cleanses, but Imp's just there, firing away once again, and silences Baolan in the process. Nexus going down, and JDG make a statement going towards Rift Rivals. 2-0 against Invictus Gaming.
More numbers too. That's a 3-0 in terms of series wins. Last 3 series.